Close your eyes, breathe. There's a war inside you, a war between the chaos of the world and the stillness you crave. You plan, you hustle, you grip life like a sword, only to feel the ground collapse beneath you. A lost job, a betrayal, a dream that crumbles like ash. But what if I told you there's an ancient law, etched into the bones of Stoics, Taoists and mystics, that turns this war into peace? A law not of control, but of surrender. Let me tell you about the unseen river. 2,300 years ago, a Stoic farmer in Greece faced a drought. His crops died, his children starved, villagers cursed the gods, but he knelt in the dust and whispered, "What is not mine to change, I release. What is mine to hold, I nourish." He sold his land, moved to the coast, and learned to fish. Within a year, his family thrived. The villagers called it luck. The Stoics called it the dichotomy of control. This is not a philosophy, it's a survival code. Centuries later, neuroscientists would discover why this works. When we fixate on the uncontrollable, the amygdala hijacks the brain, flooding the body with cortisol. But when we focus on what we can change, the prefrontal cortex activates, the seat of logic, creativity, and peace. The farmer didn't know science, he knew the river. Insight. 1. The two gardens. Imagine your mind as two gardens. The first grows wild, storms, invaders, rot. This is the external world, opinions, chaos, the past. The second is small, gated, fertile. Here, you plant seeds of choice, your judgments, your actions, your breath. The Taoists knew this. Lao Tzu wrote, "A man who knows he has enough is rich." But we spend our lives chasing the wild garden, uprooting our peace. In 2021, Stanford researchers tracked 10,000 people's daily worries. 87% were about things outside their control: political chaos, others' opinions, aging. Yet those who practiced mental gardening, journaling their responses to chaos, reported 2 times life satisfaction. The unseen river flows only where you've built the gate. Insight. 2. The arrow and the shield. In 4th century China, General Li Guang faced 10,000 Mongol horsemen. His soldiers trembled. He told them, "Fear the arrow, fear the arm that draws your own bow." The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, born a slave, said it plainly, "We suffer not from events, but from our judgments about them." Your boss's anger, a flying arrow; your shame, the shield you chose to hold. Modern psychology calls this cognitive distancing. A 2023 Yale study taught patients to reframe pain as a passing storm instead of "my failure." Their pain tolerance doubled. The river bends around what you refuse to carry. Insight. 3. The fisherman's net. A Taoist fisherman once cast his net into the sea. A storm ripped it to shreds. He smiled, repaired it with seaweed, and cast again. His son raged, "Why aren't you angry?" The old man said, "The sea does what the sea does. My duty is to mend." Psychologists call this locus of control. Ancient Greeks called it amor fati, the love of fate. In 1995, researchers studied survivors of the Kobe earthquake. Those who focused on rebuilding, not blaming, recovered 3 times faster. They'd mastered the fisherman's lesson: your net will always tear. The river rewards those who fix it, not those who curse the waves. Insight 4. The mirror of Zen. A Zen student asked his master, "How do I stop suffering?" The master handed him a mirror. "What do you see?" "Myself," said the student. The master dropped the mirror. It shattered. "Now what do you see?" "Pieces, shadows, broken glass." "Ah," said the master, You've confused your reflection with the mirror. Yourself is not your body, reputation, or bank account. Those are mirrors. In 2017, Harvard neuroscientists scanned monks' brains during meditation. When they released attachment to their story, default mode network activity, the self center, plunged. Serotonin surged. The river flows behind the glass. Insight 5. The Stoics' clock. In Rome, Seneca the Younger kept an hourglass on his desk. Each grain falling marked a question. Is this moment mine to command? Meetings, traffic, delays, none were his. But his focus, his patience, his breath, his. A 2022 UC Berkeley study found the average person spends 60% of waking hours on autopilot, chasing what they can't control: social media, others' moods, hypothetical futures. But when subjects set 3 daily Seneca moments, pausing to ask, is this mine? Productivity jumped 40%. The unseen river drowns those who fight the current. Insight 6. The mountain and the fog. A Himalayan monk once described enlightenment. Imagine a mountain, fog smothers it, fools shout at the fog to rise, the wise wait. They know the mountain's peak never left. Your goals, your purpose, your truth, these are the mountain. Failures, doubts, noise, fog. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his war journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In 2019, psychologists studied entrepreneurs during the COVID crash. Those who focused on their mountain, purpose, versus fog, market chaos, were 70% more likely to pivot successfully. The river is the mountain, always there, always still. Insight 7. The teacup of acceptance. A Japanese samurai visited a Zen master. "Teach me paradise," he demanded. The master poured tea into the samurai's cup. It overflowed. "Stop, the cup is full." "Like this cup," said the master. "You are full of opinions. Empty yourself, and truth will flow." Acceptance isn't passivity, it's making room to act. A Johns Hopkins study found that patients who practiced radical acceptance before surgery had 28% lower cortisol and healed 2 days faster. The unseen river fills only empty vessels. Insight 8. The 3 questions. At day's end, the Stoics asked, 1. What did I try to control today that wasn't mine? 2. Where did I neglect the garden that was? 3. What will I release tomorrow? A 2023 Harvard study had participants journal these questions for a month. Results: 40% less anxiety, 31% better sleep. One subject wrote, "I stopped trying to fix my spouse. I started fixing my patience." The river rewards those who map its banks. Insight 9. The weightless boat. In ancient Egypt, sailors faced the Nile's rapids. The wise ones didn't paddle harder. They lightened the boat. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Modern life is a boat overloaded with grudges, envy, and what-ifs. A 2021 UCLA study found that writing down grudges and burning them reduced participants' blood pressure as effectively as medication. The river carries only what you dare to release. Insight 10. The stone and the ripple. A Taoist parable tells of a king who threw a stone into a pond. "Make the ripples stop," he ordered. Advisors tried dams, spells, blades, all failed. A servant whispered, "Wait." Soon the pond stilled. The king asked, "How?" "The stone's yours, but the water's not," said the servant. "Your action is the stone. The world's reaction is the ripple. A 2020 MIT study proved this. When leaders focused on their actions, not outcomes, team performance improved 65%. The unseen river cannot be commanded, only trusted. Life-changing reflection. So breathe again. The war is over. You are not the general, you are the land. The unseen river, your choices, your breath, your quiet yes or no, has been there all along. Today, a traffic jam will steal your peace, or teach you patience. A critic's words will shatter you, or remind you of the mirror. The river doesn't care, it flows. Will you drown, or will you let it carry you? The code is simple. Tend your garden, mend your net, release the fog. And when the storm comes, and it will, ask, is this mine to hold, or mine to release? The answer is the difference between existing and living.